All right, Sam Burns, 5 under 65. Can you just talk us through that round out there? Pretty remarkable stuff.
Yeah, I think played really well yesterday, other than the finishing holds, and so I think today was just kind of getting mentally ready to come out and try to put a good round together. I feel like um, I've been playing well coming off last week and into this week and my round yesterday. So really just trying to get yourself in position out here and give yourself as many looks as you can.
How momentous was that par save on the last?
Yeah, it was nice. I think it's obviously a difficult hole. It's a blind tee shot, kind of up the hill, and I was trying to hit kind of a fade off the left side and just pulled it a little bit. And then, I mean, that putt was, I don't know, 6 feet of break. So, yeah, it was a nice one to make for sure.
What did you tell yourself after last night, coming into today?
Just that I played a really nice round of golf. And I think, you get out of position here and the golf course will bite you. So, it was unfortunate, but there was too much good to focus on the little bit of bad.
You obviously have an accomplished career, been in a lot of big positions, but I mean, how does this feel being in this position at a major 36 holes?
It's good. I mean, I think there's obviously a lot of golf left on a very tough golf course. So I think really this afternoon just getting rest and getting ready for tomorrow.
Did you feel like you learned anything last year after Pinehurst? I mean, it's your first top 10 in a major. Did you feel like you learned anything that week that made you take a step up in these big tournaments?
Yeah, I think at times trying to be a little too perfect around major championship golf courses, and I think especially around here, it, honestly kind of forces you to take your medicine because a lot of times that's the only option you have. And I think for this golf course, you really just have to free it up. It's too hard to try to guide it around here, and you're going to hit some in the rough, you're going to hit some in some bad spots. You might as well do it with authority. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend.
Sam, did you feel like you learned anything about the greens yesterday, and what else might have helped your putting performance today?
Other than they're extremely difficult, not really. I mean, I think a lot of times you have putts where even from 15 or 20 feet where you're not really trying to make them, you're just trying to get the speed right and hope that it snuggles up next to the hole because. I mean, even I had a couple today that 15 or 20 feet, and I hit 3 or 4 feet by without even, thinking about it. So you have to really pay attention to where you're at.
How different is that from the average tour course you play?
Well, I mean, I think this, speed-wise, the golf courses, the greens we play are pretty quick. But the speed of these with how much slope is in them, that's what makes them very difficult.
Yeah, Bob.
Sam, did you think practice rounds was 65 possible in your mind, a score that good?
Honestly, I didn't really think of much of a score. Like I said, the golf course is really too difficult to try to, figure out what's a good score and what's not. You're really just shot by shot and trying to play each hole the best you can.
It's a bit conceptual. Why do you think you're a good putter? Like one of the best in the world.
I practice it a lot. I try to keep it very simple. I think, if you look at putting, the ball's rolling on the ground. There's a lot of imperfections on grass. There's a lot of different lines the ball can go in depending on the speed. And so I think if you try to be too perfect with putting, it can drive you crazy. And so I just try to really read it, put a good roll on it, focus on speed, and hope for the best.
Yeah, as good as the round was, is it crazy to think it might have been better with some of the putts you did have, that you had some other good looks too? And
Not really, no. I mean,
no?
I think that's being a little greedy. Like I
wrong with
said,
that.
you have 15, 20 feet, which seems like a makeable putt, but a lot of times, you're aiming 4, 5, 6, 7 feet of break.
Sure.
Question over on the left.
Yeah, there's a few of you guys at the top, non-major winners. Some of the guys who have won majors are a little further down. Do you think there's anything to that? Not maybe thinking too much about the golf course, or could be overcooking it after 2 days too?
Sorry, what was the question?
There's some of you guys that haven't won majors at the top, some who have down at the bottom. Like the guys who are at the top who have won majors, do you think there's anything to that? Maybe not thinking as much.
I don't know. I think for me, I can only really speak on my experience. I feel like, like I said earlier, I just feel like I've tried to play too perfect and try to force it a little bit at times. And so trying to really, be patient and take what the golf course gives me.
How has this course been challenging you mentally, and how do you feel like you've been handling that challenge?
Yeah, I think mentally, there's no just kind of give me hole. There's no hole where you can just kind of get up there and just hit it and not really pay attention to what you're trying to do. So I think it requires a lot of focus on every shot. And even when you're in the rough and you're trying to get it back in the fairway, and it's just every shot is difficult. So really, you're very focused and putting a lot into every shot mentally. And I think over time, that just pretty taxing.
Sorry if you've been asked this already, Sam, but you've really had to be in your bag of tricks the first 2 days. Lag putts, a pitch in yesterday, spinners. How crucial has your short game been to posting the scores you've posted so far?
Yeah, it's been nice. Look, this golf course is very tough, and you're going to get the ball out of position, and you're going to get in some spots around the greens that's tricky. So I think, being able to kind of rely on your short game and give yourself a chance at par is really important.
Last question, one more there on the left.
Sam, when you have a 5 under at Oakmont with the difficulty of this course and how maybe wrecks so many people's scores, what's that like for you to have a good day out here, and how much do you worry that the course is going to get some revenge? How much of that factors in is just the idea of you take these days like this?
Look, it's a 72-hole golf tournament, and if you can get, a round under par out here, no matter if it's 1 under, you'll take it. And so I think today was really nice, with the finish I had yesterday, and it felt like I played really well. So, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Thanks for your time, Sam.
Thank you.
Thank you.